Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. There's a dramatic solution to New Hampshire's child care workforce dilemma being proposed at the State House. My guest will describe it, but first, here's part of the child care dilemma in New Hampshire by the numbers. A married couple with infant and toddler, 43% of income. Single female with infant and toddler, 68% of income. 33,000 licensed slots for 54,000 children under the age of 6. And here's some language from the proposal at the State House over the past 2 years. Over the past 2 years, the inherent fragility of New Hampshire's child care system has become undeniable. There is urgent need to improve access to child care for working families. And then here's the bill, Senate Bill 237. On child care, adjust income eligibility, broaden categories, create child care workforce fund in the state treasury, fund child care workforce grants, scholarships for early childhood education programs, and appropriate $14 million for all of that. So, with me, two people who know this well is Jackie Cowell, Executive Director of the Early Childhood Learning in New Hampshire. Thank you, Jackie. Nice to be here. And Will Stewart, Executive Director of Stay Work Play, whose mission is to convince anyone, but especially young couples and young adults, to stay in New Hampshire. Welcome, Will. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Fred.
Jackie, what finally caused the New Hampshire Senate to dive into this child care / workforce issue after years of it being an issue?
You know, you're right, Fred, as you know well, it's years of being an issue. I love in the past that you've always said, you know, childcare does two critical things. It supports today's workforce, and it prepares tomorrow's. And so I think the pandemic has really brought about to everyone how important childcare is to enable all the other workforces to go to work.
Right. And
so I think that is one of the reasons that the Senate is really taking a close look at this. We call it the workforce behind the workforce.
Right.
And so, you know, with this bill, there was a bill last year. And the idea was to let's go back and plan, think it through a little bit more, let's bring it back and look at it. And so this bill, Senate Bill 237, does two big things that are really important. It helps hardworking families get better access, better affordability to the child care they need.
Right.
And it also supports the workforce directly through employer grants.
Right. The Business Industry Association of New Hampshire, I might note, supports this bill, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Will, your organization was created to convince young people to stay in New Hampshire. How much is the child care issue an issue for them?
It's huge. It's one of our policy priority areas at Stay Work Play because it's so expensive. New Hampshire's an expensive place for young people in general. And in some cases, as we saw in the numbers, child care can be the most expensive bill a young couple pays every month, sometime exceeding housing. I'm reminded of a conversation I had with a young woman in the Upper Valley a few years ago, and she said, New Hampshire is a wonderful place to raise a family, but it can be a very difficult place to try and start one. And in large reason, it's because of the child care costs here. Yeah.
Let me go to some interesting numbers, just to make sure I get them right. The child care industry, of course, is key to the economy. The New Hampshire Economic and Labor Market Information Bureau has reported, and this is interesting, that increasing the labor force participation rate of women ages 25 to 54 by just 1.3%, or 10,000 people, through increased access to child care would add over $1.5 billion in personal income in the state. Interesting stat. Interesting. Do you think this bill is going to pass, Jackie?
I really hope it does. There's so much support behind us. I think it's right now in the Senate Health and Human Services Committee. They're listening well. They're looking into the numbers, wanting to make sure what federal money is already out there, what money is really needed for this. So they're studying it very closely. So I have great hope, and I really hope it does. It really has to.
Well, what about the governor? Do you think he's on board?
I would certainly hope so. This is an issue that affects people across the board, across New Hampshire, and it has a wide and diverse coalition of supporters from not just parents and the child care industry, but as you said, the business community as well. Everybody wants this.
Will Stewart, Executive Director of Stay Work Play, and Jackie Cowell, Executive Director of Early Learning New Hampshire. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Fred.
And if you missed part of this briefing, you can go to WMUR.com, where it will be posted all this week.